Actually, recording not started, so that's the reason.
Recording not started, huh? Okay.
Um,
No, it is.
can you
It's
repeat that
25
once?
minutes
Just now it
started.
is
I
started,
just started. I
Ravana.
just started.
Just started.
Okay. Okay. So checked exceptions are limited number of exceptions for which compiler can give warning to the user in a shape of error that for a particular piece of code exception may occur. So user may handle it beforehand. That's what checked exception is. Checked exceptions are not compile time exceptions because exception hasn't occurred. Exception may come from that point. That's why you are handling it beforehand. It's something like you want to go to the market and it's monsoon, so you may not know when it will rain. So you are just taking an umbrella with you. So that peace of mind in your brain, which is advising you that boss, it may rain, take the umbrella. That is the compiler, and it's a checked exception. Any doubts on this?
No, Amita. It's clear.
Anyone,
No.
even slightest doubt, let me know. Like this needs to be clear, or else again in the interview, someone just said in today that checked exceptions is compile time.
Is
I d-
syntax errors are comes under this checked exceptions, Amita?
no syntax errors. You are saying
Oh,
it's error.
okay.
You are saying syntax error only, right? Not syntax exception.
No, no, syntax error only.
So
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
it's
error,
error.
syntax error is anyway done by who are writing the code. So that will be an error.
and it will be rectified, right? You haven't given
Yes.
semicolon. That's a syntax error. It would be rectified.
Okay,
Right.
it's not handled.
Cool.
Okay, Amita.
Now we have unchecked exceptions. Okay. So what are unchecked exceptions? Unchecked exceptions are you can't do anything. You have written the code, and you even don't know as a like the coder or user that exception may occur or will not, or what. Compiler can't give you a warning or anything, and you run the code. You got an exception as a red color in the console, as you have seen array index out of bound or mathematical exception, right? So this type of exception happens. So one second, I'll share my screen. Just give me 2 minutes. Let me know once my screen is visible.
Yeah. Yes, Amita, it is.
Yes, yes, Amita.
So when you are talking about an exception, what happens? So just suppose this is my main method. Okay, I'm not writing the whole thing. So this is my main method. I'm saying there is a int x equals to 19. I'm saying there is a int y equals to 0. And I'm saying there would be a int f equals to which is x by y.
Yeah.
And then I'm saying CISO f. Okay. And this is my method closing. So what will happen for this? Today you know that you have written the code and I can't divide a 0. I can't divide a number with 0. So there is no possibility that I'll get, there will be an exception coming, right? But when you just think when you guys were doing like this scan, right? Scan dot has int, sorry, next int. So you don't know, you can't control user, right? You can't control user. When you are taking two inputs like this, okay, give me two numbers, I'll divide it for you. This is also possible, right? In place of hard coding it as 19 and 0, I can put it like that, right? Int x equals to scan dot next int y equals to scan dot next int. User will give two inputs. F will divide them and will print out f. Okay, right? You have created a calculator, which is dynamic. User will give the input and super working. But the problem is here that you even don't know when maybe some people are there. They are putting 0 here. That means the code will break there, right? That's what I'm saying. When user doesn't know, even compiler doesn't know. For compiler, it's very simple thing, right? Boss, I have two integers, I have to divide them, I have to print out the result. No error, no like early warning signs are there even for exception, nothing. And that's when the exception occurs. These are called unchecked exceptions, where the user or compiler, no one is aware about it. And when I'll try to do this, I'll get a exception for this line, right? For this line. This would be
Yes.
mathematical exception.
Arithmetic. Okay.
Arithmetic exception, correct? Sorry. Arithmetic exception. So what will happen? Now think from the point of view of JVM. Okay, JVM is going line. Sorry. Okay. JVM. Someone raised a hand. Any doubts, guys? Kavita?
No, Amitabh, I raised it long back to answer.
Okay. So think from the point of view of JVM. JVM is saying JVM is an interpreter, right? It has to go line by line. So for JVM, okay, I have entered the method. I have taken the first integer. I have taken the second integer also. Then I have to divide it. And this is where the problem is, correct? This is
Yeah.
where JVM is getting the exception. And due to that, will this line be executed? No.
No,
And that was the
no,
definition
no.
of exception also. That when the exception happens,
Execution technique.
The program
when
will
the yes,
the program will not execute.
the program
Suddenly,
will
abruptly, the program will execute. I mean, stops.
executes,
No,
stops.
will
sorry.
not execute.
No, stop. Will not
Program
execute.
stops execution. So
Ah.
from the line execution happens, below that no code would be executed. That's the basic formula. Okay, remember this. So if anyone asks you, boss, if except this is the line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4, line number 5, I have 5 lines of code. So how many lines would be executed here?
3.
4.
3 lines will be executed.
I mean, if we
4.
had,
4 lines will be.
I mean,
until
from
unless
including,
you execute it or interpreter comes to this point, how it's gonna know the exception will come?
I mean, I counted from index.
Okay.
Int X, int Y, and
Yeah.
next int F, up to int
So
F.
from here to here it would be executed, and
Yeah.
this line would not be executed because exception has occurred, and you will see something in the console that boss you have got exception, and even it will mention the line number, okay, in the console, that for which particular line you have got the exception. Now we said, right, so exception needs to be handled. So that means we have to handle the exception to get out of it. Okay, can we really get out of it? Maybe no, there is no way to totally ignore it. Okay, but there are ways to handle it. That's why I'm saying, like, you can't totally rectify it or get away from it. Boss, my code doesn't have exception, it will never occur. What the code I have written, it no chance. Even the exception comes, the code will automatically correct itself. No, it doesn't happen like that. You can handle it. So what do you mean by handle? We can handle it like ki, acha, you are getting arithmetic exception. Then do something, automatically make the y as 1. Or if you are getting arithmetic exception, automatically give user that boss you have entered 0 for the second integer. These things we can do, right? Like
Yes.
even this happens for us in the mobile also. You are using some mobile, you are trying to reach out, or maybe just suppose you are playing a game. Okay, you have cleared level 1, level 2, level 3, and you are trying to reach to level 6. You are clicking level 6. It will be showing you, right, that boss you can't enter level 6 until unless you clear the level 5. So it's something like that, that when some exception has occurred, you can handle it. Even we handle the situation in our life, right? I went out, it's raining, I don't have an umbrella, I have to stop somewhere. If I have umbrella, I'll just make it open and I'll go with my work. So same like that, if exception has occurred, you have either a way to make it amendable, like go back to the user, say, boss, give me another integer, 0 will not work, or I'll do something, okay, boss, I'll automatically make the 0 to 1 and give a default output. Even it happens some cases. So what are the different ways? And if you
Then,
notice,
I mean, it won't execute from the beginning, no? Amitabh, even if we handled it, it will continue the program, just informing the user that this has
yes,
happened. But
yes,
we can't go back
no,
and
you are not
enter a
getting an
new
output.
input.
Yes, you are not getting a chance again. Maybe you may
Okay.
get chance, that depends what are the code you have written.
Yeah,
That's what
it
I'm saying.
depends on.
After this line, that's what I'm saying. Just suppose you have got an exception here. Exception has occurred here. So for this, you can create condition for user. So you have written a code maybe like key boss, you have to enter again.
Yep.
Enter again, and again you have to write the same piece of code what was here and putting it here. There is a chance. Or else you can say that I will make it myself y equals to 1 and I'll divide it and I'll give you an output of the same number what is equals to x. Basically dividing with 1 becomes x again.
Yeah.
I can handle in my way however user wants.
Yeah.
So
We can also again read the user input if
yes,
we need. Yeah.
yes. So there are ways, and if you see these all are kind of a thing of if condition, right? If this happens, do this. If exception happens, do that. So what we say for handling of exception, there are basically 3 ways. If you stretch it and all, you get 5 ways, but basically it's 3 ways only. For me, anyone ask me, I will say 3 ways. First is try catch. It's a piece of code. Then we have throws. Then we have throw. These are also keywords of them. Okay. Try is a keyword, catch is a keyword, throw is a keyword, throw is a keyword, and also we have, as I said, if you stretch and all, you will get okay. Try catch finally, and also even we have like inner try. Actually, these are the 5 ways what some people will say. Even if you are taking interview, if you ask them ki how many ways you can handle exception, people may say 5 ways. They are not wrong. They are just using stretching it. Okay, they are just stretching it the same way of try catch. But the base ways are 3: try catch, throws, and throw. What is a try catch? It's the same thing like what we do in day-to-day life. I will try something. If it fails, boss, I have a backup. That is the try catch. And try catch, why I'm saying it's a block. If you remember, we used to say if block, else block, right? In the coding. Block means the scope. It has its own scope. So I'll say try. I'll put this line inside the try block. Try this. Catch. What it will catch? Exception, right? It will
Yes.
catch exception.
Yes.
And for that, what you want to do, you can put it here. Getting my point? Even people do what? People doesn't even, find a remedy. They want to know in details what has happened. So there are multiple ways. Let's go back to Eclipse. It would be easier for me to show you. One second, guys. So we'll create a class named as try catch. I need main method. This was my piece of code, right? There also. So now if I run it and where is my console? Okay. So I'm entering first number 10, second number 5. I'm getting 2. No issues, right? So now, but if I run it again, let's run it again. So I get first number 10, second number 0. See, exception. Exception is arithmetic exception, java.lang arithmetic exception. Why it happened? This is the class name of mine, right? Trycatch. Trycatch.java, 13th line. What is the 13th line? This one, correct? And we said, right? And that's why it executed this one till here, but it could not execute this. Anyhow, there is no possibilities. What we can do on this, I said there is an option, boss. You have an option of try catch. What is try catch? So let's try this out. So we'll try to have and we'll put a catch. You see, till when I have given the catch, it was throwing error here. Why? It was saying, boss, you have to do something at least, right? For this try, you are trying something. If it succeeds, all good. If it doesn't succeed, you have to do something at least. So let's do catch. And what will catch? What will come here to catch? Exception, right?
Exception.
So E is a variable of the class exception. Like I'm creating an object E. That's it. So E dot. When I get the E dot, you can see how many methods are there, right?
Yeah.
That means what can I do? I can check the get cause.
Okay.
I can have get stack trace, get message. It will return me the string. What has happened? We have print stack trace. So these methods, why we use these methods so that we can debug actually, like what has happened. Some error has happened. What we can do, like let's put CISO. What up? Sometimes what happens with these guys, I don't know. Will be E dot where it went print stack trace. What is happening? Change to print. Why? The method printed in boolean in the type of print stream is not
We
applicable with
need
the
not
void.
give sys out for this, I think.
No, we give
21st line maybe not required, Amitabh.
Yeah.
21st
Directly
line.
give.
no 21st line is needed, right? E dot
No.
prints. It returns throwable. Get massage string. It returns string. So if it returns string, I have to get the value, right? I have to print it. Why it's not coming?
If you put
think
I don't know.
output
Sometimes.
print
trace
stack
will not
trace,
match.
it will
I mean,
give the statement directly. We need not
Mhm,
use
mhm,
print
mhm,
statement again.
mhm.
Sys out
Yeah.
string.
Cool. So let's try this again now. What is happening? So if I run this again, I give 10 and I give 5. No issues, right? It's trying it. There is no exception coming, nothing to catch.
Yeah.
Now we'll try it again. We'll give again two numbers with 0 now. 10, I give 5. Sorry, I give 0. See? Now what happened? Some exception has occurred in this line again, correct? For that line where the exception may occur, I had the try and it got a catch. Okay, exception is occurring. I called the whole exception class here. You can, if you know that from this piece of code only arithmetic exception will occur, you can mention the arithmetic exception only. Okay. You can see auto suggestion is also coming. This will also work because I know from this piece of code only arithmetic exception may come. That's why I'm giving confidently only arithmetic exception. But what will happen if any other exception come here? It can't catch it anymore. Getting my point, right?
Yeah.
It will be unable to catch it. So nothing will happen. Again, you will get the error message here in the console. So that's why to be in the safe side, when you don't know whatever exception may occur in this area, we put the whole class itself. Everything is there, right? It's a parent. So all the exceptions are within it. So when you're putting like this, so anytime any particular mishap happens, it will go to the catch block. So what is happening now? It is getting the first input, it is getting the second input, and after that it's going to the try block and saying, okay, I have to divide. It's trying to divide. Exception is happening? No. Then print out the result. End of code. No need to even execute this. But if the exception, again I'm coming and now y has a 0, it will enter the try block. Okay, I'm trying x by y, that means I'm trying to divide by 0. So with 0 division, I'm getting exception here, correct? So if you see this line, this particular line number 18 is not getting executed actually, right? When I'm dividing by 0, it was not getting executed. Okay, it's not there. I'll run it again. 10, 0. See, it did not print it out, correct? It directly, because after exception, nothing code gets executed. So it directly jumps out. Okay, I have an exception. Is there anyone to catch? Yes, catch exception E. It's coming to this block. What I have to print out? I want to print out the message what has happened. So divide by 0. That means I have tried to divide by 0. That's why exception is coming. Got the point?
Yes, Amitabh.
So what is the basic funda here? Basic funda is of try catch. Put that piece of code where the exception may occur inside the try block. And catch block, if the exception happens, catch block will catch it, and whatever you put it inside, it will execute that same thing. Got it?
Yes, yes, Amitabh.
Yeah.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the basic try catch. As I said, there are 3 ways, but this is the basic try catch. Now, if we stretch, this one comes. Okay, try catch finally. And this would be like very beginners basic question in interview. What is the difference between final and finally? You guys remember final, right? Hopefully.
Yes,
The way
Amitabh.
you
Yes.
guys are
Amitabh.
forgetting, I don't
Fine.
know. So final can
No.
happen with variable, can happen with method, can happen with class. Correct?
Yes.
Final
Yes.
variable, no change of value. Final method, no chance of override. Final class, no chance of inheritance. Correct?
Mm-mm.
And there comes another keyword, which is finally. What is finally? When we say, when we use finally in our real life, like finally I have passed the exam without reading the whole year, that means something has been completed, right? Or something has been executed at last. So like when you are trying to prepare a plan to go somewhere, you are preparing an itinerary that I want to go to Kurg in monsoon. So what you will do? You will prepare, okay, I'll go there, I'll see some falls, I'll see some mountains, and finally, while coming back, I'll be having rest somewhere. Right? This is the finally. So same thing happens with the code.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So what happens? Boss, I know I have to put a piece of code in the try. That means that whatever the particular piece of, see, understand this. Okay, now it's getting complicated. Piece of code which may throw exception. Correct? This is try block. Catch. If exception happens,
Handled.
what to do in that case? Correct? That is catch. Catch is saying if exception happens, I'll do something, whatever you write inside me. And now comes finally. He's the boss. What happens? Exception occurs or not, this block would be executed. What do you mean?
Whatever happened finally executes.
What it means and what is the importance? Finally block is very, 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 very important. Very important. Why? When exception is not occurring, it's only executing try block. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Amita.
And
Yeah.
even if I have code below this, it will be executed. Whatever the code I have below, it will be executed. Just this catch block would be skipped because there is no exception. Now exception is happening. The line exception occurs below that, even try block is not getting executed, right? Even 18th line did not get executed. It directly came to the catch. and whatever is in the catch will be executed. But below that, if there is code, will this 24 to 28 line executed? Will be there. Is there any chance? Understand the question. I'm saying exception has occurred on 17th line. So 18th line, we already got, ki boss, there is no chance of execution. You are not getting any execution. So catch block got executed, correct? I got the message here. Now, again, after the catch block, I have a piece of code. Will this be executed? Yes or no?
Yeah, Amitabh, it will get
Yes,
executed.
Amitabh, it will be.
No.
It will execute, Amitabh. Actually, in the try, it is not there. In the catch, it can. And then the remaining code also will be executes, Amitabh.
Okay.
No, it's not
After
terminating yet. So
catching
it is-
exception,
it's
it
not-
will stop the execution of the.
How many people are saying it will be executed? Raise your hand. My name is Amitabh, would be executed. Eight people. 9 people. Okay. Let's see. I have to make the exception occur, right? Okay.
It will execute Amitabh. I forgot.
Okay.
Actually, I was about to ask because what's the difference if we put finally or not, but
No,
we
there
reached the
is.
question.
I'll come. So what happens? That's why I said finally is a very important block.
Yeah.
So what happens in real life, like try catch and all these things you will do in general. I'm giving just an example. Okay, just one example I'm giving, that you are trying to connect with the database. Okay, so you will put the connection, JDBC connection starting that, okay, this is my username, this is the link of my database, this is my username, this is my password, this is the port, please go there. Okay.
Okay.
And catch block would be if database connection doesn't happen, why it did not happen. You will try to get the message and stack trace. Okay. And there might be piece of code for that, like you have written the test cases, right? Like after the connection happens, do this, do that, go to that particular table, fetch that particular data, match it with your output and all. You will do all these things. But why finally is important? Finally is important because sometimes we put the test cases here only. Okay, inside the try block, because test case also throws exception. So we put bigger try blocks, like try block is huge. Even I have seen people like putting the whole method inside the try block because they are not sure the exception will occur or not. Okay. And that's why they have put on the catch block. Now you have opened a database connection. You are writing your test cases in the try block. If exception occurs, there is no way to close that connection, right? And every database has a limit to the users. Every database, like at a time, it can handle 500 users or 1000 users. So you are running a test suite of 5000. The first 1000 test cases only got executed, and among them 500 got failed. So those 500 connections which got failed, the connection also did not get closed, right? You have to close it somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's where we use the finally. That exception occurs or not, it doesn't matter to me. Try block gets executed or not. Sorry, for the try block, catch block gets executed or not, doesn't matter to me. I want to stop the JDBC, like database connection. Okay, that stop the database connection so that the user is out from that particular database.
Amitabh, the line 26 is executing
Yeah.
without finally also, right?
Yes.
Why should we?
No, that's
Put
what I'm
finally.
saying. We don't put it like that. I'll tell you what happens. So create connect. Should not have given that. Create connection. Then we give the try block. Inside the try block, we have the test cases. Test case 1. Okay. Then we have the catch block. Now we have created the connection. The test case has happened. If the test case gets some stuck somewhere or it gets the exception, catch block will handle. But there is no way to handle it, right? So you want to close the connection after all the test case has been done, like try catch, try catch, try catch, try catch. Even there would be chance, like I'll go as a next topic, like there would be inner try catch. Okay, like one try catch, one try has multiple try catch inside it. That is also possible. So at the last we put finally. So that what happens, like these are finally, you can see is getting highlighted. Finally, what with it, the help is that uh, even you will see one thing, even if I remove the catch block, okay, because of this it's not working. Try and finally works super. Okay, like I have tried something, it did not happen, I don't want to know what has happened, even message status, I don't need anything. Directly do something and close the connection or close the file, or like close the report. What is going on, the reporting is going on, right? So report happens, video recording happens. If you're doing UI automation, video recording also happens. So stop the video recording, it doesn't matter if it gets stuck or not.
Okay.
So try finally can work finally. I got your question that you are
So
That means
finally it would execute it. That
yes. Purposely we are executing we use finally, Amta.
yeah, finally we use when there is a piece of code I must execute it, doesn't matter, independent of exception occurrence. Exception
That is
occurs.
that means it
But
is important
is-
to execute. That means
Sorry?
it is important to execute. That we use finally.
Yes.
But Amitabh, line 26, like
Also
my
gets
name is
getting
Amitabh.
executed. Yes.
Yeah, that is also irrespective of the exception, isn't it? Anyway, it will execute. If you get the exception or if you don't get the exception, 26 executes.
I get
Without
it.
using finally, also we can execute now.
That's what the I don't know how. The thing is we put the test cases one by one in the try block, and we have like maybe 5 test cases altogether may have the same problem. So we put a one catch block. Again, we have there are multiple, like in a try, as I'm saying, right? So one try has multiple try catch, multiple try catch, multiple try catch. Even one particular try may have multiple catch blocks. Okay, that.
Yeah, we can
So
have, but anyway, after
No,
the catch
Amitabh,
block, the statement will be
Amitabh,
executed.
actually,
tell me.
you can continue, Shani. Shani,
Yeah.
you can continue, Shani.
Okay, Deepika. So, Amitabh, what I said is we tried, I mean, we have put a try block, catch block. Even if you don't put finally, and if you are closing the connection, that will work irrespective of the exception happened or not happened. Right.
Yes, that's my doubt also.
Yeah, Amitabh. Without using finally, whether we can execute that or not, like that we are
So
asking.
you are
Anyway,
saying
it is
that
executed.
without with
Execute.
of
It-
exception happens or not, still this 26 line is getting executed.
Yes.
Yes,
So
yes,
why we need this particular finally block, that you have to make sure something needs to be executed. That's your question, right?
Exactly.
yes,
Yes,
Amitabh.
sir. Yes, Samta.
Okay. Good
Actually, we
question.
have tried with an final putting as a finally keyword. We have tried like that. Without, I mean, you have tried like this, no? That's why we are getting doubt. Without making a finally.
I get it. I got it.
Yeah.
So when I already have some way that I can already execute that line, why I need finally, right?
Exactly, Amitabh.
Amitabh. Yeah, Amitabh.
And I actually know this.
Is
When
it something like
have
the
this
statement in do while loop, the default and switch keys?
So 1 second.
Uh,
Hey, hi. So what I wanted to try, that thing is, if you
Amitabh,
don't have the
it
catch,
seems.
if you
Sorry,
don't have the
Amitabh, I
catch,
just. Okay. Please go on. Yeah.
no, tell me.
No, I just saw if there is there will be few times there will be a scenario where the catch block can throw another exception. In those cases, the statements after the catch block will never be executed. That is why we should use finally.
Even the same scenario is happening here. Like I remove the catch block, right? So try block can be without a catch block, correct? So if you see, the thing is, if you get an exception here, there is no way it will come out, right?
Yeah.
There
Okay.
is no one to handle or no one to make this line execute anymore because exception is occurring here. The
Yep.
interpreter is stopped.
Right. Also, the scenario maybe sometimes when we are handling it, that can also throw an exception. Scenario
Yes,
two maybe.
got
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Thanks,
Even where
Amitabh.
the
It's clear.
yeah, others, you guys got it. What is happening? What she said, or even what I said.
Yeah, got it, Amitabh. Got it.
Yeah, the thing is, if there is no catch block, that is no one is there to execute this 23rd line anymore, right? But if I put a finally, if you see, finally is making it executed again. That's why I say try and finally works. And even for her, what she said, that is also possible. That catch block code itself has some exception. So it will not come out again, right? There is no one to handle it again. But anyhow, whatever happens, finally would be executed. That's its definition. Exception occurs or not. Independent of exception occurrence, finally block would be executed.
Right, Amitabh.
Yeah, I think that answers here.
Yeah.
Said that cash.
Sure. Second. If I even try to make this in the catch, exception different.
Screen is not visible, Amitabh.
My
Sir,
screen
your
is not
screen
shared.
is
Okay, 1 second. If I try to do as exceptionally, here again, let's put something in C plus 2. Let's be divided by 0. And I have a line here. I don't think it will allow normal state. Yes. So what will happen here? 27th line will be executed or not? This console is hiding every time. 10 0. Correct. Now it's going to 23rd line. Catch block is getting exception.
Yeah.
That's why we need a final. Even this line is not getting coming out because it's not inside the try block anymore. Correct, Shravan? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to try the same thing which you said.
Yeah.
Others, you guys got it, right? So what Shravani has said that if there is a way, like catch block we sometimes use to handle the previous exception, right? Or maybe to find another way how to handle it. So if you're trying to find another way that, okay, boss, here, if you have made divide by 0, then do this to make it all right. Even that in that calculation also, if that exception happens, then there is no one to help the later code to make it happen again because there is no try anymore. And that's why the finally comes into the picture here in this scenario. And another scenario is if there is no catch block itself, like exception happens, I want to stop my execution, but after doing printing this line, then also finally comes into the picture. Got the point?
Yes, Amitabh.
You guys
Yes,
got it,
yes,
right?
Amitabh. Yes.
Yeah. Good, good. Even I did something new. Cool. Okay, I think you guys can go through once this try catch block and finally, okay, try catch and try catch finally. Even if you want, you guys can practice the inner try. Like try block may have try catch like that. So try this out, and tomorrow morning we're gonna discuss the throw and throws. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Friday there is no session, so yeah, Saturday I'm gonna check everyone's implementation. Cool. Thank you guys.
And Amitabh, are we discussing string buffer and builder?
Yeah, we will.
Those
String
two,
buffer, string builder, and memory, I think, right?
downcasting and stack and push.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Amitabh.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, Amita. Hi, team. Can you please stay back for some time?
Yep. Yeah, Saujanya. Yeah.
Rajlakshmi, you can stop recording actually.
Yes, Sajana.